What's up, everybody? It's CJ, and I'm back with another CJ Fix My Build video. So today I'm going to be fixing up a build for Gargamel Gold, who is one of my subscribers. If you don't know, I stream over on Twitch, and I have these things called channel points, and they're like basically incentives for watching. The more you watch, the more points you get. It's free, but if you get a certain amount, you can redeem what is known as CJ Fix My Build, and basically I'll fix a build for you. I can do it for a video, I can do it offline, whatever you want me to do, I'll try to do it, you know? So Gargamel wanted me to furnish a house for him. Also, his birthday was a couple days ago, so happy birthday, Gargamel. So today I'm fixing up this house. It is for a traveling magician and his friend who is a mummy. And it's kind of funny though, because I was like, I don't think I've ever really done a house for a mummy. Maybe for like a video, maybe like every room is a different XYZ or something like that, but I don't know if I've ever like furnished a house for a mummy specifically. So I was like, this will be kind of cool today. Now, this house is a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom home, and it also has a basement. So I knew that I had my work cut out for me. Luckily, they had a lot of money, so I was happy about that. Now, Gargamel didn't want me to change everything about the house. He didn't really want me to like change the outside or change like the roofing or anything like that. So I kind of just kept what he had, because he's the one who built the house originally. I'm just furnishing it, you know? So I was like, I'll just keep what you have and I'll just change the inside. I thought of this as like a shell challenge in a way. So this house, I honestly thought I was going to struggle with trying to furnish this, because I was like, this house is big, and if I can't really make it smaller, I was like, what are we going to do? Because I feel like sometimes when it comes to building, and I guess furnishing also, if you have like really big houses or really big rooms, sometimes they can be a pain to furnish in The Sims. You'll put a lot of stuff down, but it's like, okay, well, I still feel like I have all this room. What do I do? So I was like, okay, this house is kind of big. I'm like, what am I going to do with the furnishing? I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So then I was like, let's just try to close off some of the floor plan and make little rooms and bathrooms, and then eventually everything kind of came together and it wasn't really that bad, you know? So Gargamel left the house basically blank. So he did leave a door by default, but I was able to change it. I also added windows, obviously. So a lot of what you'll see is me using stuff from Supernatural, because the house just kind of gave like a cottage vibe, like a maybe like a medieval like wizard kind of house. It was kind of giving that vibe to me. So I was like, maybe we can kind of play into that. Now, Ross Bimble, who is the magician, he is not a witch, but he, you know, does magic because, you know, magician. So I was like, maybe he bought this house and it used to belong to a spellcaster or a witch or whoever. So I was like, maybe that's why the house kind of has like this style, you know? So you'll see that the furnishing is very supernatural coded. This house also has a garage, so I knew that I wanted to give him a car, and his favorite color is yellow, so I gave him this yellow, well, I guess it's more golden, but yellow pickup truck. And then since he is like, you know, a traveling magician, I wanted to give him a lot of props and stuff. So you'll see that the garage has some backdrops. There's also some stage props that I went back and added from the Showtime pack. So I was just having a lot of fun with this, and I was like, maybe one of his acts is for him to be like a witch, so I gave him like a cauldron. Or if you want to think about it this way, it could have just belonged to whoever used to live here, you know? So I guess it's whatever you want to interpret it as being. So as you can see, I'm kind of like jumping around a little bit. I was trying to just make sure that I had objects that we needed, because I didn't want to over clutter this house, because I feel like whenever I do that, I tend to run out of money. So I knew that I kind of wanted to keep things bare at the start of the video. So you'll see that I'm making sure that we have a dining table. I wanted to make sure that we had good filler furniture also, so big rugs, big plants. I just wanted to make sure I covered the basics so that if I didn't run out of money, at least the rooms were furnished. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going back over here in the foyer. As you can see, I already have a grandfather clock in the corner. I'm using big plants from World Adventures. I'm also using one of those base game love seats that I never ever use, but I was like, why don't we use it today? And now I think I skipped back over to the dining room and kitchen area. So I use a display case, because like, again, he's not a witch, but you know, since this house maybe used to belong to a witch in my like headcanon, maybe this house just has a lot of stuff that was left over. But now we move on to the kitchen, and y'all listen. You can say it, because I know, but I think the kitchen might be ugly, because I went with like this mustard yellow color for the countertops. It was almost so bad that I liked it, so I kept it. Because like his favorite color was yellow, so I wanted some yellow accents in the house. Ooh, I don't know, y'all. These look like mustard, yellowy, brownish color for the countertops. Y'all have to let me know if you like it or not. I don't know. But this is what I went with, so I'm like, you know what, let's stick with it. It is an outdated house, so maybe at one point this was all the rage. It's not anymore, I don't think. I also added some brick to give this kitchen a little bit of an accent wall, and I think the brick helped a lot in here. As you can see, I also included a couple of island counters. Sometimes I do this for kitchens just so the kitchens won't be super big, you know? So we have a couple of island countertops. Since there's only 2 people that live here, they'll probably end up eating over here a lot more. Well, honestly, I don't even know. Do mummies eat in The Sims 3? Well, I think like when I first played The Sims 3, I did play with the mummy, but I kind of stopped because the mummies walk so slow in the game. So I feel like I haven't really explored them really. Do mummies need to eat? Do they even need to go to the bathroom? These are things I feel like I should have figured out before. But I don't know. I guess I just didn't think about it. But either way, maybe the mummy likes to just sit there if he doesn't eat in the kitchen, right? He'll just sit there and just pretend. I also wanted to have a bathroom, so Gargamel wanted me to have a bathroom on each floor of the house, basically. He said I didn't have to include one in the basement, but I did. There had to be 3 bathrooms in here, so I was like, okay, we need one on each floor. So this is the, I guess, first bathroom that we're furnishing. I wanted very old, outdated wallpaper. This wallpaper kind of gives like grandma's house, grandpa's house kind of vibe. So we kind of have like this, I guess it's like a grapevine, I guess, but it's like a wallpaper. I also built a little bump out wall in here just to kind of close off some space. I'm using 2 of the countertops from the kitchen. We have an old school toilet in here as well. I also use one of those little twisty plants. It's from the Sims 3 store. It's like free store content. We have a little medicine cabinet on the wall. I was really just trying to fill in some space because this house had a lot of space. So I was like, let's just try to add stuff. Funny enough, y'all, I thought I was going to run out of money, but I didn't. I think at the end of the video, I think I had like maybe 80 simoleons maybe at the end of the video, but I had to go back because Gargamel wanted me to have a bed in the mummy's bedroom and I didn't have one at first. So I went back and I added one. So I did like deleted something to make room for it. So in the end, I think we have like 160 something simoleons. I think it's like 165 simoleons, I think, at the end of the video. So in the end, I was able to have money and stuff. And also, y'all, hold on. I went back to look at the game. Apparently mummies, I don't think they have to use the bathroom, and I don't really think they get sleepy. There's like bandages over the needs, so maybe they don't have to use it. Somebody will have to let me know in the comments. I don't know. I feel like if mummies moved faster in The Sims 3, I would probably use them more, but they like move at a snail's pace. Like, no. But either way, now we're in the living room. So I knew I wanted to have a dedicated living area. So I included a TV. We have some couches from the Supernatural pack. I also included a little bar in here as well. We have a record player. There's also a magic jelly bean bush. Be careful because your Sims can die if they eat those. I don't know what the chances are, but I know they're not 0. So your Sims can die from that, by the way. Just be careful. And now we're moving on to the downstairs. So I kind of wanted the mummy to live in the basement. I don't know why, but that was just kind of the vibe I was getting from it. So I was like, why don't we have this be his bedroom? So the mummy's name, by the way, is Mr. Bandages. I don't know if I said that earlier, but Mr. Bandages lives down here. So he does have an ensuite bathroom. Again, don't really think mummies need to use the bathroom, but hey, he has a bathroom down here. And I wanted to kind of decorate this space to be, I guess, reminiscent of a pyramid, you know? So I'm using the wallpaper and the flooring from the World Adventures pack. I rarely ever use any of these, so I got a chance to use those today. I also included a lot of artifacts and these lamps and stuff from the World Adventures pack as well. We have the Sphinx, we have the Pharaoh's like head statue. I also included a little sitting area in here too. I was kind of going all over the place with a lot of World Adventure stuff. I don't really ever get a chance to use that stuff, so this was like the best time. And also, I was going to use this big TV. Why was that big TV 8,000 simoleons, y'all? That's way too expensive. I used a smaller one, which is 4,000, which is still a lot of money, but I wanted him to at least have a TV in case he didn't want to go upstairs to watch TV. I'm also including some of these torch lights in here as well. And then for the bathroom, I used the toilet that came with World Adventures. Now, it doesn't have a matching tub or shower, so I had to improvise with something from base game, but I still think it looks nice nonetheless. I also included some more of those base game countertops for the bathroom. And then I'm using the mirror from the Seasons pack, which I kind of liked it because it kind of has like a gold trim. And since this room is kind of like gold, you know. Oh, and I also included the sarcophagus. So Gargamel wanted me to include one, but he wanted me to use the regular one. So I'm using this one, and I had to set it so that no mummies would spawn in it. So luckily there will be no mummies here. And then I did go back. I added a regular bed from base game. So you won't see it here, but you'll see it in these screenshots. There is a regular bed from base game, just in case maybe the mummy just wants to sleep in a regular bed, you know? So upstairs we have I guess like a hallway that leads to the second bedroom. So up here, I didn't really know what to put at first, y'all. I was like, what am I going to put? So I was like, why don't I just maybe put a couple of chairs? So at first I'm using the ones from base game, but I got rid of those for some of the chairs from the Supernatural pack. I just like the Supernatural vibe of this house. We have one of the couches, and then we have a fancy love seat in here. You may see it in the screenshots. I did move the placement of the china cabinet in the window because outside they were off centered. Because there's like a sliding door right underneath where we are, and I wanted the window to be centered with the door. So I swapped some things around. I feel like it doesn't really matter that much, but I wanted it to be centered for like the outside of the house. So you'll probably see it in the screenshot that like I moved the curtain in the window over a little bit in the china cabinet. And now we move on to the bedroom. So again, this is where Ross is going to be staying. So, you know, he's a traveling magician. So I knew that I wanted to give him like a room that was, I don't know, kind of funky a little bit. Like I'm kind of getting like old school, like 70s vibes from this house. So I wanted to give him like a little funky room. His favorite color is yellow, obviously. So I went with a yellow mushroom wallpaper. Kind of outdated. And then I also gave him a vanity. So at first it was an armoire, but I thought maybe a vanity would make more sense, since seeing as how, you know, he's always traveling and always, you know, he has to have the hair and makeup and stuff. So I gave him a vanity instead. We have the splat rug. There's also a bookshelf in here as well from base game. And then you'll see that I put like the little like starlight in here somewhere, you know, because he's a star. Why not? And then, of course, he does have an ensuite bathroom, which just has, well, it has a shower instead of a tub, but there's a shower, a toilet, and a sink. So it is a full bathroom. And that's basically it for the inside of the house. Now for the backyard, I was kind of running out of money low-key, so I couldn't really do a lot. I did at least add some terrain paint in the back, so it does look nice. I also included a grill and a picnic table, so in case, you know, you want to come outside and chill and that kind of thing. Gargamel did not want me to add a pool because too many houses in the world already had pools anyway, so no pool for this house. I also added a water sprinkler and a couple of planter boxes because Ross does have the green thumb trait, so, you know, maybe he likes to do some gardening. But in the end, that's basically it for the entire video. I'm honestly glad I did not run out of money because I thought I was, so I'm happy about that. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. I am going to leave a link to this build down below if you want to check it out. But anyway, y'all, that's all that I have for this one, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Thanks for watching.